The phrase author platform gets thrown around a lot. And if you're a writer, especially one pursuing publishing, chances are you've heard that this is essential. So in this video, I'm going to break down what an author platform is, why you might need one, and if it's really important. So why does it all matter? Hi, I'm Charlotte. I'm your book coach and developmental editor, and I help women write, edit, and publish books that inspire and create positive impact in this world. So be sure to like the channel and subscribe so that you never miss a video. So let's talk about author platform. This is something you hear a lot. It doesn't matter if you're going traditional publishing or self-publishing, everyone has a platform. And so ultimately, what an author platform is it's a hub of how people are going to know about you and your book. So I like to think of it as like your home base. It's where people are going to come to you to understand what you write, why you write, and where they can buy your books. That's what an author platform is. It is not something that you literally have to build a platform and be on stage and yelling at the world. It is really the hub around your book and the purpose for your book existing. So no matter if you're writing fiction or nonfiction, this is not becoming building a platform that's all about becoming internet famous. This is, again, an opportunity to connect with your readers, build trust, and really allow people to understand where they can find your book. So let's break this all down. So your author platform is really about your visibility and reaching those who want to read your book. So your author platform is ultimately just the story that you want to tell about yourself and your book. So the author platform is really the answer to the following question. So if you released a book tomorrow, who would know about it and why would they care? So ultimately, your author platform is just more storytelling, and you are a writer, so you already know how to be a storyteller. So then when we think about your platform, if it's the hub and the home of who you are and why you write, then there's different avenues of which people are going to get there. And so that might be sort of the legs of your platform, right? So it's the story of how you became an author. It's why you write. It's maybe an engaging social media presence, if that feels right for you. It's maybe building an email list or having a blog or a website. It's about speaking gigs or book events or being on podcasts. It's about pointing people to your previous publications or maybe media coverage. It's about your professional networks and your communities and your partnerships and collaborations. All of these things plug into essentially who you are and why you write. They are all just avenues in which people are going to understand what your book is about and how they can buy it. So ultimately, a platform is just about finding your readers and nurturing your audience, kind of building that connection, building that community around the message that's in your book or multiple books. So why does your author platform matter? So I know there's a lot of traditional publishing where there's an expectation that authors are also doing some of their marketing ahead of time, and it can influence book deals. That doesn't mean that's the case for everyone, but it is the case if you're self-publishing, because all of that responsibility does fall to you to be marketing your book, putting yourself out there. And so you don't need tens of thousands of millions of followers to get a book deal or to make book sales. It's ultimately about connection, because we are connecting human to human, even when we're buying products, but especially when we're buying books. We want to understand the person who wrote the book as much as we want to understand the story. So ultimately, your platform is how people are going to discover who you are. It might also be how agents or publishers consider publishing your book, which is really exciting. But ultimately, it is about connecting with your readers. So people will buy books from authors where they feel connected to them. So whether you're signing or sharing behind the scenes of how you wrote your book, or glimpses into your writing, or sharing about your writing process, or meeting people out in the wild at book events, it's ultimately that connection and the understanding of why your book matters to you that's going to bring readers towards you and understand that they also want to read your book because they want to have that experience. So readers really want to know the person behind the pages, and your platform helps them do just that. And it gives them avenues for which they can learn about you depending on where they're hanging out. If they're listening to podcasts on social media or searching the internet, there's different ways to invite those people into the hub and the world of who you are. And again, this does not mean that you have to share every detail of your life. This is just about presenting who you are as the author, why your stories matter, and why you wrote of those specific books and topics. So here are a few things that your platform doesn't have to be, because it's also important to talk about what it is and what it isn't. So this is not about going viral. This is kind of a myth in the marketing world. Like, yes, some people go viral, but it's actually by accident 99.9% of the time. So this is not about going viral. In fact, most videos that go viral don't actually have a lot of impact on sales in the end. It's usually entertainment and funny or humorous, the things that go viral, and of course cats, because we all love cats. Your author platform will not be built overnight. It is something that will take time, consistency, and testing and learning. That's a big part of it. It's like you might find that one avenue from posting on social media doesn't actually help you build the connections you're looking for, whereas being on podcasts does. So there's going to be a little bit of testing and learning to understand what is going to work best for you to connect with the people you want reading your book. Your author platform is not about being on every single platform. That does not mean you have to be on every single social media channel. You don't have to be on every single podcast. You don't have to be doing blogging and newsletter if you just want to do one of those things. So it's about choosing what is most authentic to you and how you want to present yourself without burning yourself out, because we want to be consistently showing up in these spaces often, but we don't want to burn ourselves out or distract from potential new writing projects we want to be working on. This is also not about being inauthentic to who you are. So showing up in certain spaces does not feel right for you, then don't be in those spaces. This is, again, being authentic to who you are, sharing your message, and connecting with the right people. Okay, so how do you start building your author platform? The first step is really defining what is your message and who are your ideal readers. So this is understanding what are the core themes that are coming up in your books. Are they the same, similar? Maybe there's a theme around why you write. So getting really clear on the themes, ideas, and stories that connect to your work are what's going to gravitate the right readers to you. Then it's also about thinking about who do you want to be reading your books. So, are there any demographics around where they live, the ages they are, other types of books they like to read? Just get an idea for where are they hanging out in the bookstore? Who are your ideal readers? And then it's thinking about maybe where are they showing up the most. So if you're trying to reach YA audience, maybe you're on platforms like TikTok and having videos and sharing more about that and being involved with Book Talk. That's not for everybody, and that's perfectly okay. But really just spending that time thinking about where are my ideal readers. And then it's about choosing ultimately kind of what is the center of your author platform. So it might be your website. I know a lot of people, they want to send people to their website because that's where they can sign up for the newsletter. That's where they can get links to purchase the book. That's where they can review the book. It's where they can, get links to your social media. So a website is often the hub where all those channels meet and where maybe you spend the most time sharing your news and your updates. So ultimately, I invite you to decide where that hub is going to be, and then you choose 1 to 2 channels to focus on. The channels being, how do they find your platform? So this might be through social media, it could be through being on podcasts, it could be, expanding and writing your blogs, that people sign up for your newsletter on your website. Focus on 1 or 2 channels to start off with so that you can really direct people exactly where you want them to be. Then it's about creating valuable content and being consistent over time. So allow yourself to test out 1 or 2 channels for maybe 60 or 90 days just to see, hey, did anybody come into my world? Did they sign up for my email list? What is happening as I'm putting out this content on these channels, and does it feel good to me? Because after 60 or 90 days, you're going to get a feel for yes, I can continue with this, or absolutely not, I want to try something else. So that's a great opportunity for you to think about, okay, I'm going to shift this over here, or maybe your TikTok videos are what's leading to most people signing up for your email list. Whatever it might be, I would say focus on what is working, and then maybe instead of continuing to invest in another channel that's not producing or connecting with people in the way that you want, then you can sub in a different channel and see if that one works for you. So this is about being consistent and not just hitting our heads against the wall because we feel like we should be doing something. So this is about honoring who you are, your time, and how best to reach the people you want to be connecting with. I will say one of the most powerful tools for an author platform is your email list, because as much as we build social media followings or we connect with people on other platforms, other people's podcasts, we don't actually have a direct connection to those people. And if social media were to just disappear tomorrow and all those followers are gone, you have no way of connecting with them. So you actually own your email list, meaning when people subscribe to get updates and news from you, not only are they excited because they've already decided they trust and love you and they're opting in to get messages from you, but they're also wanting to connect with you in that personal regard, but it's also something that you own. So your email list will only disappear when you delete it. So building that early can be really beneficial, and you can give people like a little more insight, and they can be the first to know about your launch dates or pre-orders, all of these things. So having an email list can be really powerful so that you are connecting one-on-one with the people who are most excited to be engaged with your work. So ultimately, building an author platform isn't about chasing trends. It's about building a sustainable long-term connection with your readers and your audience. So it might feel a little bit slow at first, and this is why it's important to kind of just get started and see where it takes you and kind of do some testing and learning in the beginning. But as you really define how you want to be spending your time, what channels are most important to you, you can really start to create the foundation for your writing career and make sure you're inviting the right people in to build those connections for the long term. And remember, this is not about showing up and being perfect. This is just about showing up and staying consistent. So your story matters, your voice matters, and we want to make sure that people are reading the powerful stories that you have to tell. So I hope that you found these tips helpful. If you have any questions about building your author brand and platform, please drop them below. And of course, if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video.